breakers! Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2. My name's SkiniMini.
And I'm Pharaoh.
Last episode, we figured out, like, hey, things don't add up. We found some missing weights over by the alligator pit. Turns out that this door was locked. It had the breaker. The power was shut off by the breaker. Excuse me, words are hard.
That's okay.
And so now we're trying to figure out what was shut off by the breaker in order to make all this happen. So, and I'd assume it's the where is it? The door sensor, because what it doesn't it like helps activate like their bracelets and stuff when they go through doors.
I believe so. Look, I'm going through the evidence really quick. Well, wait a minute. Would that be part of a breaker though? Think about it. The breaker's it's all wired.
No, 'cause it's yeah. So probably. Oh, what about the security gate? Because I'm trying to think of stuff that's like metal.
Located at the entrance of the detention center and the prison checks for metal objects. Let's see. I'm still looking around. Okay, so I think it's either that or the security footage.
Oh yeah, duh! I forgot about that.
Did it shut off at any point, or did it stop at any point?
Yeah, because remember, this timestamp was off by 3 hours, so that probably could have been shut off.
Crap, it says it right there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. See, this is why we need to examine the evidence way before that.
Every single time, ladies and gentlemen.
We say that. The only time we did it is in 2 episodes ago. And
right.
we were like, oh yeah, we got this.
I was like, we're in the groove again. Today.
Nope.
Today was all just a whole bunch of nonsense. I woke up. Oh shoot, it was a record. So,
alright, it's
yeah.
the security footage. Do it. Ow, my face.
The security camera footage has a 3-hour gap.
Ah, I see. The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped.
It's highly possible.
Was this the killer's handiwork?
With the camera down, it'd be easier to move about. The killer would have a major advantage.
I knew it!
If that's the case, the killer was the person who tripped the breaker. The person in charge of the key to the breaker room is... It couldn't be... that big.
Deactivating the recreation. Whoop. Oh, I didn't do the...
I know, I was like, oh. Oh, damn it.
My gosh!
Oh, Danny, alright. I'm first to the scene, as always!
Boy, if you don't get out of here with your tiny baton holding, question mark hair looking... Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Just keep going. Keep flinging insults his way. Dumbass. Good morning, Mr. The Best. What? You? How did you get here before me?
Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early.
Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney.
Oh, snap!
Slam dunk.
I have many matters which require my attention. I have no time to waste. Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off the case.
Oh, damn.
Jeez. She shot it back, man.
Right? What'd you say there?
I said she shot it back, man.
Oh, okay.
What'd you think I said?
Nothing, because I was laughing. I misheard something completely different.
Oh, my Lord of mercy.
Oh,
my apologies. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney.
An assistant can never be the best. You fall like the rest. You just say whatever you'd like, don't you?
Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian.
All right, I'll call the men over. Hold it. That will be unnecessary. What? We've already finished the investigation of the courtyard. You've been bested. Bested? Me? Judge Courtney? Your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces.
This is my last resort. Sorry.
Suffocation.
Sorry. I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands?
I've had enough of such coercion. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge?
Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. It seems I must remind you once more. The PIC... hate that. The PIC can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked.
Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress. Proving Mr. Key's innocence, that is all that concerns me.
Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you are willing to go that far, then I will show no leniency. In the name of the goddess of law, I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this. All... Judge Colton's reasoning. I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Alberts did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect.
Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning. Of course she does! Who do you think she is?
Earlier, I just realized they're on like the far opposite ends of the place. Like they're at the entrance of the door and he's like at the at the metal gate. So are they like yelling across each other? Earlier, I received the official autopsy report.
Babysitting that kid must be difficult. Oh wait, he can yell in his own head. You okay?
Yeah, this is just so funny. I was like, why is he yelling now? It's in oh god.
I forgot. It's like oh yeah, Blue's mental.
Future Skinny named this episode Blue is Mental. God, okay, hopefully I'll remember that. The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. The cause of death remains unchanged. A stab wound 4 inches deep. Well, thanks for that updated information. Simon Keyes was not present on the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well.
She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means... It seems there's a hole in your argument.
You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim?
Of course I can. And I will.
Oh, snap. Get ready to get served, Courtney. Okay. So Mr. Albert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel. It could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. Okay, what evidence we got? We got... Whoa, what the heck? Oh, okay, that was weird. My cursor wasn't working for a second.
Uh-oh.
So we got Simon's device, which we know was switched with the body. And what else did get updated? The breaker and the security footage. So, and we know the bloodstained sheet was covering the body and the rope. So, I want to press on, since Mr. Elber did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel.
Okay. Couldn't it be possible that Elber just failed to notice the body?
Miss Assistant's assistant, did you not also enter the hole? Huh? How do you know? I noticed that there was some mud stuck on your lovely hair ornament yesterday. That's amazing! Your powers of observation would even put a great thief to shame. In the name of the goddess of law, answer me truthfully. If there were a dead body in that tunnel, would it have escaped your notice? Well, the thing is, yeah, I think I would have noticed something like that. Do you understand now? Mr. Elber did not see the body. It could only have been dropped down the well during the show. But we have proof that the body was dropped in the down the well. But I don't know if we need to press it on this statement or if we have to get more information from her first.
I mean, if we're ever unsure about something, I guess it's always best to press.
Okay, press on that statement.
The body was dropped down the well during the show. I'd like to hear your reasoning for this.
The day before the show, Mr. Elbert lent the key to Mr. Knightley.
The key to Knightley's cell, huh?
Mr. Knightley escaped from his cell with the key and entered the cage Mr. Keyes had prepared. Mr. Keyes then moved the cage to the courtyard and proceeded to murder Mr. Knightley. The next day, when Mr. Elbert passed through the tunnel, he did not come across the body. Please, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right at all. Wasn't there a sweet smell in the tunnel? Mr. Knightley must have passed through it. Mr. Knightley passed through the tunnel after Mr. Elbert did. Mr. Elbert passed through the tunnel at the start of the show. However, the body wasn't found until the end of the show.
Which is why you believe the body was dropped during the show.
Yes, and there is only one person who could have carried out this act. It is a suspect. But it's not.
Alright, so her thing is that because the body was found after the show, that...
Oh, and yeah, and we figured out that it was before the show.
There's that, and also that, what I was gonna say. She doesn't know how the actual device worked, or like how it was manipulated to hang the body, right?
So I feel like we may need to present Simon's device on the last technically the last statement, I guess. Is it the last statement?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I want to present Simon's device on the last statement. Yes.
No music equals win!
Woo!
Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water. Just like the well. There was a device set up around the well here.
What is this device of which you speak?
Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keyes was blown away by the elephant during the show?
I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage.
He tied one end of a length of rope to himself and the other end to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well. Wouldn't he have spent the whole place suspended up in the air?
You idiot.
That's why You're good. Oh, you really hate the best, huh?
I don't hate him. He's just annoying. He's like that annoying younger brother who thinks they know everything. And you're like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, well, actually, I can't relate. I'm the younger brother. I'm the baby in my family, so...
Okay, you're different.
I'm an exception. Woo!
like, I'm not saying all younger siblings are like that. Not at all. It's just, it's like that one. Okay, let me say this. It's like that one person in the group who thinks they know everything, and so you're just like, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think we all have that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal hadn't had until the time the show started to set up the device. Objection! But didn't Simon Keys make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree? Objection! If Mr. Keys were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Berry.
Yes?
Was there anyone else who knew of the device he set up?
Well, let me see. Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there was others who knew about it.
And there you have it.
Overruled!
I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I am even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice?
My actions are not just. Who made that decision?
You cannot understand even that, even now? Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor, it is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules.
I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy.
Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will, I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keys of murder. Girl, come on, give it up.
Oh joy.
A reason for suspicion. If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keys could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. While Simon Keys was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious.
Like, that statement of her face, it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's like,
Nah.
No.
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 I've done that one in a while.
Yeah. No.
No.
I need to find that video again.
Oh my god. I was watching one recently where the dude was weightlifting and then he farted when he came down.
And then the guy, ah!
God, that was like a screech, but you know, he was actually a bro because he didn't just he was laughing, yeah, but he made sure to bring the weight back up before he continued laughing. Oh, it was great.
Oh, that's a great one.
Okay. Mr. Keys was merely that kind of person. It's entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there.
If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong?
Sorry. Come on, there we go. I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence.
Alright. So she thinks that he brought the body to the well and set up the contraption or whatever. Okay.
Seems like it.
So she's thinking he's assisting the crime. Which we know that's not true. So, how was the child brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keys could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect it. Shut up. How was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Okay, we think. Did we have evidence for that? I don't think so.
I think we have an idea, but I don't think we have any concrete evidence showing
Yeah.
it
So
happened that way.
let's press on that then. How is Mr. Knightley brought into the detention center?
Are you certain there were no other routes?
A trial date has not been yet determined for Mr. Knightley. Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily entered the prison. He would have stood out too much.
Meaning no one has testified seeing him there.
Well done! May you be blessed by the goddess of law. As I said, Mr. Knightley was taken into the prison through a less conspicuous manner.
Well, Simon's gonna provide such opportunity. Press on that.
Hold it!
Are you certain that he was the only person who had the opportunity?
Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it would be impossible to do anything unusual.
Hold it!
Then wouldn't it be the same for Mr. Keys?
The warden has shown favor to the Berry Big Circus. Simon Keys is a circus member, Miss Berry's apprentice no less. It could only have been him. He was able to move about freely within the facility.
Objection!
It seems that you forgot to mention that.
The word forget does not exist in my dictionary.
Then it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. Mr. Keys may have been the only person who could move around freely in a prison. But on the day of the murder, there was a gap in time missing from the surveillance records. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Do I have proof of this gap in the surveillance records?
Yes, we do, and sorry, I'm looking at the time. Let's keep going. We'll see where it goes. Yes, and it's the security footage because there was 3 hours missing. So here, take this, Courtney.
Can't even use judge. Mr. Keys wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity?
I totally forgot he was here.
They did a great job with that too. It's like everybody thinks the same way about the best. It's like you just forget he's there. So
Such an idiot.
it's perfect. The time stamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it.
If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible?
It's possible if you had access to this.
And it would be the circuit breaker.
Take that!
Why did you turn French there for a second?
I don't know.
It's a circuit breaker.
It's the circuit breaker.
In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera. And it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder. What?
Unfortunately, it appears that you have fallen short of your intentions.
Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. You person?
So can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs on to the key, right?
The breaker room has great importance even in a prison. There is no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily.
So then why would she even say that? Because what's-his-name doesn't have a key.
Right.
And he has no access, and he doesn't need anything that's, like electrical or whatever. So she just kind of contradicted her own argument.
Maybe she's trying to wonder how we can
Okay.
implicate this person.
Okay.
Well, I can think of someone.
Sorry, I didn't press
That's okay.
stuff.
What did you say?
This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it. There can't be anyone like that! Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too! Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the breaker room is...
Who is it? Who is it?
Tell
Who
me!
is it? Should I tell you now or in the next episode?
I mean... It's up to you.
Well, I don't want to get to be continued part.
That's not gonna happen.
I feel like we're coming up at the tail end of this.
Eh.
Alright guys, in the next episode we'll find out who it is. And if this is right, then my theory is correct.
We'll have to see.
Holy crap. So, in the next episode, we're gonna finally take down the murderer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if no one's told you that they love you today, we do.
Have a great day, everybody.